previous classes? Lists కానీ dictionaries కానీ tuples కానీ sets కానీ అన్న doubts ఉన్నాయా?
No, ma'am.
No. Okay.
No, ma'am.
Okay. I will continue with our today's class. Okay, I'm sharing the screen. Okay. 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 Is all of you able to see the PPT?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, today's sorry, I didn't change the unit name. Okay, we'll start with the functions topic. Can anybody define the function? Can anybody define the function? Okay, not in the Python, whatever it is, C language or something else. Can anybody define the function?
Function is a block of code that performs a specific task and is executed individually.
Okay. A function is nothing but a block of the code, okay, which is used to perform the particular task, and this is executed as same as our normal programs. Okay, that is how we will execute the function program. In the same way, we'll also execute the functions, because the function is also has the input values and function also has the output values, and function has the some processing statements. Okay. As same as the normal program, we have the each and every each and every parts of the function also will similar to the program. Okay, but I especially will use the functions are for wherever you require the repetition of the code. That is, whenever you want to repeat the same code for more than once, okay, there we require the functions. Okay, the function, the name of the function, the meaning of this word function is itself is a work or a task, or we can call it as a process of the steps. Okay, whenever you are doing like say for example, I am going to a particular function. Okay, here there is a function is nothing but it's a function is organized by a some set of steps. Okay, first they will do this particular thing, and next this next this, like that they will perform the some 4 or 5 tasks, and which will call it as the function. Okay, so as in the same way here in the our programming language, the function is nothing but performing a different steps, okay, to form a one particular task. Okay, so once the task is completed, we will say that function execution is completed. Okay, so as the same way of our routine life, okay, whenever they say some relatives are invited us to function, okay, just we will break the routine task, and we will go to that particular function and will attend and will come back to our house. As the same way here also, okay, whenever a function is invoked or whenever a function is called, okay, the routine task, that is the whatever the program that is executing at present, that will be stopped, and the execution unit goes to the function and execute the function and come back again to the actual program. Okay, so this is similar to the real life routine work, real life things and matter. Okay, so whenever, but only the difference is, okay, whenever we require the repeated task, repeated work, okay, that we can write into the functions. Okay, and we'll see how to write these functions and what are the benefits of these functions, and we'll see some more topics. Okay, so this is the definition of the function. Function is a block of the code, okay, and which is run whenever it is called. Okay, until unless we are not calling the function, it will not be executed. Even you have the 100 functions in your program, okay, those functions will not be executed until unless you call the function. Okay, so just like you may have the 100 relatives. Okay, if they invite you to the function, then only you will be attend the function. Until unless there may be the thousands of functions are going on daily, but we don't attend all the functions. Okay, because we require the invitation from the person. As the same way, here also we require the function to be called, then only it will be executed. Okay, and this function is called as a self-contained block to solve the particular problem. Okay, that is like thing, but whenever you want to solve a particular task, or whenever you want to perform a particular task, okay, then we will create a function. Okay, so self-contained block is nothing but it is having its own input values, and it has its own output values, and it has its own processing statements. Okay, so that type of a block of code is called as the self-contained block. Okay, and another point regarding to the functions is we can divide our program into the multiple functions. Okay, because our program is nothing but it will perform the different types of tasks. Okay, it can say, for example, if the program is a calculator program, okay, it will be perform the different tasks like addition of the numbers, the subtraction of the numbers, division, multiplication. Okay, so these all are the different tasks. Okay, then we can divide these all tasks into the different subprograms like functions. Okay, each subprogram will be executed itself. Okay, that is for sum of the two numbers, will pass the two input values and it will give the sum value, and for subtraction we'll send the two values, it performs a subtraction and will get the subtraction value. Okay, so without writing those all tasks into a one program, we can divide them into the multiple tasks. Okay, okay, so that we can easily execute those subprograms, and we can easily trace the, if there is any error, we can easily trace the errors, and we can easily add the some more statements to those subprograms. Okay, so it will be very easy, and it will be very meaningful, and it will creates a very clear program for our programming style. Okay, and this process of dividing the program into several subprograms is called as the modular programming. Okay, here module and function is the same similar meaning words, module and function. Okay, generally we'll call that the program is divided into the some multiple modules. Okay, say for example, if you are doing some program, or if you are doing something task, okay, will be divide the task into the some modules. Okay, this is a login module, this is a registration module, and this is the mailing module, and this is the another module, like. Okay, those all modules, whenever they are combined, that forms as a one program or a one software. Okay, so this dividing of a program into the multiple subprograms is called as a modular programming. Okay, our C language supports a modular programming, or C++, Java, and Python, R. These all languages supports a modular programming. Before the C language, whatever the old languages we have, those languages will not support the modular programming. Okay, so this is the one of the main feature that is introduced in the C language, the modular programming. Okay, and these functions has a input values and output values. Okay, the input values are called as the parameters, and output value is called as the return value. Okay, so this is the parameters is the input value, and return value is the output value. Okay. Okay, once again, all of you note down the definition of the function. Okay, this has the definition. A function is a block of code which only runs when it is called. Which only runs when it is called. Next, write down as the points. Definition కింద points గా note చేసుకోండి. First point, a program can be divided into multiple functions or subprograms. Multiple functions or subprograms. Multiple functions or subprograms. Next, second point,
మ్యామ్
this
సార్
process
చెప్పిన నోట్స్ కి కంటిన్యూస్ గా రాసేమా మ్యామ్?
రాసేసేయండి, మొత్తం కంటిన్యూషనే.
ఓకే మ్యామ్.
మీరు సెపరేట్గా ఏం రాయొద్దు, ఒకే నోట్స్లో కంటిన్యూషన్లో రాసేసేయండి.
మ్యామ్ సార్ మీరు డిక్షనరీ కాంప్రిహెన్షన్స్ చెప్తానని చెప్పారు మ్యామ్.
నేను మధ్యలో చెప్తాను, ఫంక్షన్స్ మిడిల్లో కానీ అదర్వైజ్ ఫంక్షన్స్ కంప్లీట్ అయ్యాక కానీ చెప్తాను. దానికి జస్ట్ ఒక్క పేజ్ వదిలేసుకోండి, లేదా
ఓకే మ్యామ్.
వన్ సైడ్ పేపర్ వరకు లీవ్ చేసేయండి. లిస్ట్ కాంప్రిహెన్షన్స్ లాగే ఉంటుంది, చిన్న క్లాసే, జస్ట్ ఒక 10 minutes ఒక రోజు చెప్పేస్తాను నేను అది. ఓకేనా?
ఎస్ మ్యామ్.
The process of dividing a program into several subfunctions or programs is known as modular programming. Next point, the data passed to the function is known as parameters. The data passed to the function is known as parameters. And the value returned from the function is the result of function. Okay, the data passed to the function is known as parameters, and the value returned from the function is the result of function. Okay, next point, a function can perform only one task. for the better understanding of functions. For the better understanding of functions. Next point. Functions are used to reduce the repetition of the code, where the same code is used for more than once. Next point. Functions improves the clarity of the program, and decreases the complexity. Functions improves the clarity of the program and decreases the complexity of the program. Next point. Functions are used to trace the errors easily, and to debug the program. Trace the errors easily and debug the programs. Okay, is all of you noted it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, next note down these 4 advantages also. Okay, the first advantage is reusability of the code. Reusability is nothing but the same code we can use for more than once. And the functions are used to reduce the redundancy. That is, the repetition of code can be reduced with the functions, and it reduces the complexity of the program. Okay, why? Because whenever you are writing the multiple tasks in a one program, it increases the complexity. Even the program is the simpler one, but whenever you see the 30 statements at one particular place, you will be feel that it's a program is very complex and it's a very lengthy program. But whenever you divided the 30 statements into the multiple functions, okay, then it becomes a very easy to see one by one function and understand the program. Okay, so understanding a 30 statements program is difficult than understanding individual functions. Okay, so we can easily understand the individual functions program. Okay, so this is similar to the whenever you are reading a topic in your book. Say for example, if the topic is given in a one single paragraph, okay, there are the 100 lines in the paragraph, and that the topic is given in a one single paragraph. Okay, then you will be feel difficulty that the topic is very lengthy and I cannot read it now. Okay, and we will be skip that topic for the next day and or next time. Okay, but whenever the topic is divided into the number of paragraphs, like 10 lines paragraphs. Okay, so if the topic is divided into 10 paragraphs, each paragraph is 10 lines only. Okay, then we will be feel that okay, whenever I read the first paragraph, I can understand something, then I can go to the next paragraph, then I can go to the next paragraph. Okay, like that we can read out all the paragraphs. Okay, so by in the similar way, the functions is also the similar for the programming. Okay, and we will also call it as it's a very best habit of using of functions in the programs. Okay, is it maybe a C language or maybe a C++, Java, Python, or any other language? Using of functions is the very good habit of the programming. Okay, so which makes our programming complexity, which reduces the programming complexity, and also it reduces the tracing of errors. Okay, that is we can easily trace the errors, and it makes the program into the error prone. That is without having the errors, we can create the programs. Okay, so whenever you write the 30 statements, you might be do the some mistakes, but whenever you are writing a 5 lines programs into the multiple functions, okay, then there is no chance to do the errors. Okay, so that it creates a error free programs. Okay, so that using of functions in the programs is a very good habit. Okay, so that whenever you are writing any program, okay, try to use the multiple functions. Okay, and next, the types of functions are, there are the two basic types of the functions. Okay, so the first one is library functions. The library functions is nothing but the built-in functions which are provided by the our software itself. So each and every language or each and every software, it provides some functions as a built-in functions. Okay, because we are not able to do the each and every work with our own. Okay, so that we require some built-in functions. Okay, some built-in functionality that is used frequently by all the users, irrespective of the type of the user. Okay, whatever the functions which are required for all, okay, those are provided as the built-in functions. Okay, example is like our mathematical functions like ABS function, float function, all, evaluate. Okay, okay, these all are the some of the built-in functions that are available in our Python. And apart from that, we can create our own user-defined functions. Okay, say for example, accept these built-in functions. Say if I want to do the factorial of a number, or if I want to find out the sum of the even numbers, sum of the odd numbers, or sum of the numbers of factors. One second. We can create the our required functions, okay, with our required statements of the program. Okay, so those are called as the user defined functions. Users are whatever the programmers or whatever the members which are using that particular language are called as the users. Okay, so we are all the users of the Python, so we can create our own functions. Okay, those are called as the user defined functions. Okay, note down these types of the functions. Note down these types of functions. Apart from these two types of functions, we have other four types of functions as same as our C language, like with parameters, without arguments, with arguments, without parameters, and without parameters and arguments. Sorry, without parameters and return type. Okay, with parameters and with return type. Okay, those all are the another four functions we have. Okay, those also comes into the user defined functions. Cases is completed.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
Okay, is anybody taken the vaccination?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
మరి జూలై 1st కి వ్యాక్సినేషన్ తీసుకోమని
Not
ఇచ్చారు కదా మీకు
confirmed.
నోటీస్. జూలై 1st తర్వాత ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మీకు ఏమైనా ఎగ్జామ్స్ ఉంటే ఆ ఎగ్జామ్స్కి వచ్చేటప్పుడు మీరు వ్యాక్సినేషన్ సర్టిఫికేట్ తీసుకొని రావాలి. మీ గ్రూప్స్లో మెసేజెస్ వచ్చాయి కదా.
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
సో వీలైనంత తొందరగా వ్యాక్సినేషన్ తీసేసుకోండి. అందరికి 18 years అబోవే కదా. మళ్ళీ ఎగ్జామ్స్ అవి పెడితే కనుక మీరు వ్యాక్సినేషన్ తీసుకొని లేకపోతే మళ్ళీ స్టాప్ చేయొచ్చు అందుకని. సో ఈరోజు ఆన్లైన్ ఓపెన్ బుక్ ఎగ్జామ్కి ప్రిపేర్ అయ్యారా?
Yes, ma'am.
మ్యాథ్సే కదా ఇవాళ.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
ఓకే.
No, ma'am.
నేను ప్రిపేర్ అవ్వలేదా?
No, ma'am.
1 week బిఫోర్ చెప్పారు కదా మీకు ఓపెన్ బుక్ ఎగ్జామ్ అని. ఈరోజు
బుక్స్ హాస్టల్లో ఉన్నాయి మ్యామ్.
బుక్స్ హాస్టల్లో ఉన్నాయా?
Yes, ma'am.
మరి లాక్డౌన్ కూడా లేదు కదా, వెళ్ళి తెచ్చుకోవచ్చుగా మరి. ఇప్పటిదాకా ఏం చేస్తున్నారు వెళ్ళి తెచ్చుకోకుండా? ఓకే, I will move to the next slide. Okay. Whenever we want to define the functions in the Python, we need to follow some rules. Okay, that is some syntactical related rules. Okay. Function definition is started with the keyword def. Okay, then we'll write the function name and parenthesis. Def is the keyword which is used to define the function. Okay, and within the brackets we'll specify the input parameters, or we can also call them as the arguments. Okay, the number of variables we required. Okay, here we don't have any data types, so that we'll give the only parameter names. Okay, and next is within the function we'll write the required statements. Okay, say for example, if you want to define any comments, or if you want to specify any multiple line comments, okay, those we can specify as the first statement of the function. That is within the after starting a function we can write the doc strings. Okay, that is multiple line or comments. Okay, and after giving a def, the function name, brackets, parameters, then brackets close. Okay, then we will start the function with the colon keyword. Okay, colon, then in the next line the function code will be started. Okay, because this block is also to be indented. Okay, as same as our if statements, while and for statements. Okay, the functions also to be indented. Okay, so that after the definition of the function we'll give the colon. So in the next line the statements of the function are started with the indentation. Okay, and at the end of the function we'll give the return statement, return keyword, and within the brackets our required value or variable, or we can give the only return space the value. Okay, this is also the optional statement. Say for example, if our function is having some return value, and the function has some result value, and which is to be returned back to the caller of the program or caller of the function. Okay, then only we need to give the return value. Okay, otherwise we need not to give the return value. Okay, so whenever you want to send the result of the function to the caller of the function, okay, to the caller of the function, then only we can give the return value, return statement. As in the same way, parameters also optional. Okay, whenever we want to take input values from the caller of the function to the function, then only we can give the input parameters. Okay, say for example, the function, it doesn't require any input values, or the function itself, it is taking an input value within the function, then we need not to give the parameters. Okay, so say if you are accepting the input within the function, then we need not to give the parameters. Or if the function is not required the input values, then also we need not to give the input parameters. Okay, as the same way, the result of the function, if the function is having a result and the result is printed within the function, then we need not to return. And if the function is not having any result, that is, it is not generating any result, then also we don't require the return statement. Okay, we'll write the directly syntax. You need not to note down these points. Okay, so I will go for the syntax. Def is the keyword for the function. All of you note down this function syntax. Def space the function name, within the brackets the parameters, colon. Okay, here the statements. Okay, the first one is the, say if you want to give the any comments, you can give the comments, then statements, then last one is the return statement. Okay, okay, this is our function syntax. Okay, the function name it has to satisfy all the properties of the identifiers. Okay, it should be unique, and it starts with the alphabet, and it can have alphabets, numbers, and underscore symbol, and it cannot be a keyword, and it cannot be a built-in function also. You cannot write any built-in function name as a function name for the user-defined functions. Okay, so these all rules has to be followed by this function name. Okay, the similar rules for identifiers and functions, function names. Next, say for example, this is a simple function. Okay, def is a keyword, add is the function name, x is the parameter. After the colon, here the indentation is not properly given. Okay, don't write like this. Okay, you start from here. X equals to x plus 2 అని ఇక్కడ నుంచి స్టార్ట్ చేయండి. డిఎఫ్ తర్వాత నుంచి స్టార్ట్ చేయండి. ఇండెంటేషన్ ఇక్కడ టైపింగ్లో ప్రాపర్గా రాలేదు. సో x equals to x plus 2. That is, here the function is to add the 2 for the given value. Okay, we are passing some parameter value, and for that parameter it adds the 2. Okay, and it doesn't return the any value. Okay, it's not returning any value. Okay, here we have taken 3 variables and printing those values before the add, and again after the addition we are printing those values. Okay, so first we'll pass the A, and it increments by 2, and B it increments by 2, and C it increments by 2, but it doesn't we are not returning a value. Okay, so that we will get the same values as it is the 10, 20, 30 in the ABC also. Okay, because we are not returned any value. Say if we have a return statement here, then we will get the updated values. Okay, return statement, and if we are saving that value into some variable, okay, then we will get the updated values. Okay, okay, all of you note down this syntax and this example. So only function example వరకు నోట్ చేసుకోండి. Syntax and this example. Okay, and all of you note down your one point the below of this. So example note చేసుకున్న తర్వాత ఒక పాయింట్ నోట్ చేసుకోండి. Python can return more than one value from a function. Python can return more than one value from a function which is returned as a tuple, which is returned as a tuple, which is returned as a tuple. So the difference between our C language functions and Python functions is C language function can return only one value from a function. At any time, we can return only one value from the function. Even you are giving a multiple return statements, okay, but it executes only one return statement and executes sends only one value from the function. Okay, but in the Python, we can also return the multiple values. That is, we can return a one value or we can return the multiple values. Okay, for that you can write a return statement like say for example return. I want to return the three values from the functions. Let's say like a, b, c. I can return as a comma b comma c. Then these three values are placed into a tuple and that tuple is returned to the caller of the program. Okay. So with these three values it creates a tuple and that tuple is returned to the caller of the program. Okay. So we can return a one value or we can return the multiple values using the functions. Okay, that is the additional benefit that we have within the Python. Okay, this is over.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Say assume that this is the caller of the program. Okay, in the middle of the caller of the function, I will write the function name and brackets. Okay, and whenever you write this function name, then it is called and our execution unit go to the function and executes the function, and after completing the last statement of the function, okay, the execution unit come back to the our caller program. Okay, or we can call it as the main program. Okay, so this is the actual program that is executing. In the middle of this execution of the program, okay, the execution unit go to the function and execute the function and come back again to the our actual program. Okay, so this we will call it as the our flow of control of the function execution. Okay, say for example if you are calling any other function from the function 1, okay, then it will be like this. From the function 1, function 2 is called, so it go to the function 2, and in the middle of this there is a function 3 is called, so it go to the function 3. Again in the middle of the function 3 there is a function 4 is there, so it calls a function 4 again. Okay, then once after executing the function 4, there is no functions in the function 4, so it completes the execution of the function 4 and return back to the function 3, and after the function 3 it return back to the function 2, and after the function 2 it return back to the function 1. Okay, and after from this function 1 it returns to the our actual program, or whatever the program which calls the function 1, there it returns the execution unit. Okay, so like this whenever a function is called from the another function, okay, then it move on to that functions, and once it completes that execution of the function, come back to the its caller. That is for the function 2 the caller function is function 1, for function 3 the caller function is function 2, function 4 the caller function is function 3. Okay, so whatever the function which is calling the our present function, okay, that is a caller and called function. Okay, function 4 is called function, function 3 is caller function or calling function. Okay, next note down these two, okay, this box and this one. ఈ two boxes note చేసుకోండి. Okay, flow of the function execution. Cases is over.
No, ma'am.
Next. Okay, so I'll move to the next. Okay, these are some examples of the functions. Okay, the example of the function to return a one value and to return the multiple values. Okay, for the return a one value, the function is factorial of a number. Okay, just will take a f value as the 1 and will repeat the loop from 1 to n plus 1 and multiply the each and every I value with the f value and return the f value. So whenever you want to call this function, okay, first we'll take a input value, input some number, and that number is passed to the factorial function, and whatever the factorial result we will get, that we will print in with using the print function. Okay, this is normal function execution. Okay. Okay, for the multiple values, okay, the example is like this. To perform the arithmetic operations on the two numbers, okay, that is we are performing addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Okay, and once after getting all the results, say D, E, F, then we are returning those all values with the return C, D, E, F. Okay, with these four values, it creates a tuple, and that tuple will be returned to you. Okay, then whenever you call the function, you'll get a one tuple. Okay, that is a result. Okay, you can repeat that through the tuple, and we can print all the values. Okay, what is mean by the tuple? What is mean by the tuple? I think all of you completed the tuples. What is mean by the tuple?
Set of elements which are immutable.
Set of elements which are immutable.
Immutable.
Okay, good.
And unordered
Okay, we'll do
column.
that. Tell them. Chipum. So I'll write an example for that, for single value and multiple values. Write a function to find the biggest of three numbers. Write a function first, def biggest of a comma b comma c. If a is greater than b and a is greater than the c, return a. Else if b greater than the c, then return b, else. Return c. Okay. So this is a function biggest of three numbers. If a is greater than b and a is greater than c, return the a. Else if b greater than the c, b return the b or return the c. Okay, now we'll call this function. First we'll take the three input values. Int enter number 1. So we are taking the three numbers. Enter the number 1, number 2 and number 3. Okay. Now I will find out the biggest. Biggest of A comma B comma C. So I will save the program and execute. So meanwhile మీరు complete చేయండి ఇది రాయడం. Run the program. Enter the number 1, number 2, number 3. So 45 is the biggest. Okay, this is the one example of the function. Is all of you completed it?
No, ma'am.
Meanwhile నేను కింద ఇంకో ఫంక్షన్ రాసుకుంటున్నాను, మీరు అది కంప్లీట్ చేయండి. Swap comma B. So swapping of two numbers. C equals to A equals to B. Okay. Now I'll take the two values from the input. Okay, now I will swap the values. Comma B. Okay, I will get the tuple. Okay, that is once after swapping the values, we'll get the swapped values as a tuple. So now we will print the values for I in swapped print I. Okay, this is for multiple values. Okay, how we can return the multiple values and everything. So is the first program is completed, biggest of three numbers?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now I will save this. We will copy the remaining part into the another file. Write a function swap numbers and we have to print the result in the called program. Okay, now I will execute this. Enter the number 1, 23, second number 12. Okay, it gives a 12 and 23. So first number is the 23. Actually, we given the first number as 23, second number as 12. Okay, after swapping, the numbers are 12 and 23. Okay, if you completed this, we will stop the class. So swapping program మీరు once note చేసుకోవడం complete అయితే we'll stop the class. Is this over?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now you can leave from the class.
మ్యామ్ రిటర్న్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్ 2 రాయొచ్చా మ్యామ్? రిటర్న్ ఏ రిటర్న్ బి అని పైన కింద రాసిన రిటర్న్ అవుతాయా మ్యామ్?
రాయొచ్చు, but it will execute only one return statement. It doesn't execute two return statements. So once one return statement is executed, is nothing but execution unit come out of the function. It doesn't go back again. Okay, అంటే ఒకసారి రిటర్న్ స్టేట్మెంట్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అయింది ఫంక్షన్లో అంటే ఆ ఫంక్షన్లో నుంచి ఎగ్జిక్యూషన్ యూనిట్ ఎగ్జిట్ అయిపోతుంది, బయటకు వచ్చేస్తుంది. సో మళ్ళీ అది ఎంటర్ అవ్వాలి అంటే మళ్ళీ మనం కాల్ చేయాలి ఫంక్షన్ని. సో దట్ మళ్ళీ బ్యాక్కి వెళ్ళి నెక్స్ట్ రిటర్న్ స్టేట్మెంట్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేయడం అనేది జరగదు. So that even you have the multiple return statements, you can executed only one return statement. So that single return statement lo multiple values ivvachu Python lo. Is it clear?
ఓకే మ్యామ్.
Okay.
మ్యామ్ ఏ కామా బి వాల్యూస్ ముందే ఎంటర్ చేయొచ్చా మ్యామ్?
చేయొచ్చు. అంటే whatever the code we have written after the function, that you can write before the function also. Either after the function or before the function రాయొచ్చు, ఎలా అయినా రాయొచ్చు.
ఓకే మ్యామ్.